Humphrey and the Cat Whisperer by Robert Chantler. It's all right, I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, I don't pay my taxes to keep a layabout Downing Street cat in employment. Well, if you must know, I spent all afternoon on mouse patrol, and even when I laze around at other times, it isn't laziness, it's personal development. And it also gives me the energy I need to deal with the continuous crises in which my dear Prime Minister finds herself. At the moment, she's in another one. I expect she'll be in her study, so maybe I should just mosey over and see what's going on, eh?
I rode into office on a wave of goodwill, the first gay Prime Minister this country's had, and now I'm about to lose everything.
You won't lose me. If you get thrown out of number 10, you still have your constituency home, which you rented out without telling. And I'm very rich.
You know it won't be you I'll miss.
Charming.
I don't mean it like that. I mean Humphrey. It'll be Humphrey I'll miss. He can't come with me.
Humphrey?
Yes, I don't think he knows how much I love him. Not in a romantic way, just as a confidant.
Yes, the die-hard Tories had enough problems with you coming out without rumours of sexual relations with our cat.
I don't know how he feels about me. I mean, he purrs and rolls over for me, makes all the right noises, but I wonder if he just does it to manipulate me.
Well, if anyone knows about manipulation, it's you.
Sometimes I get annoyed with Humphrey because he clambers over my papers and types things on my laptop.
Oh, yes, email gate.
Amazing how one wrong letter here or there causes such trouble. Humphrey typed it, you know. I wonder if he did it on purpose.
No.
And he digs his claws in when he jumps up on me. I don't know if he knows how fond of him I am.
Have you told him?
Well, no, I mean, I talk to him and stroke him and stuff, but he doesn't understand me, so I never really saw the point.
Come on, watch some TV with me. You never know. The new PM might hate cats and sell them to you.
Oh, lovely. So you think I'm toast then?
No, sorry, of course I don't. I didn't mean it like that. I was trying to cheer you up.
Great job. Anyway, I have to stay here and wait for the call.
Well, you know where I am. Hello, Humphrey, who's a good little kitty then.
Oh, you're so patronising, but you mean well, so I'll let it pass. Come on, PM, get your head out of those papers and feed me.
Oh, stop pacing, Humphrey. And, get off these papers, I'm trying to read them.
I'm rubbing and purring and rolling around. What do I have to do to get your attention? Take a shit on your desk?
Oh, what if the Standards Committee finds against me? I'll be out for sure.
Yes, you're clearly mistaking me for someone who gives a...
For heaven's sake, do you want feeding?
And the penny drops.
I'm not in the mood. Go and catch a mouse or something.
There aren't any mice. I'm such a good mouse, they don't come round here anymore.
Why doesn't he call? With all the stress around us leaving the EU, I really don't need this.
As long as my cat food keeps coming, I don't care. My cat food doesn't come from Europe, does it?
What have I done?
Or not done.
Oh, Humphrey, come here. Oh, Humphrey.
Oh, no, not the fur coat, please. Oh, cry on someone else. I feel like a sponge that needs wringing out. There, Prime Minister. Now get off me.
Oh, you're all over me when you want feeding, but when I'm in a crisis and I just want a hug, you get all standoffish.
I don't mind being stroked, but being hugged and cried on is a bit too much. My fur's all matted now.
Oh dear, I've made your fur all matted.
Oh no, really?
I'll get you some food in a minute, Humphrey. I just wish I was a cat. How lovely it is to lie on a sheepskin rug by a roaring fire, being stroked and having your tummy tickled.
I wish you'd spare me the details of your intimacies with Claire.
Claire's desperate for it, you know.
For sex or your job?
Anyway, you want feeding, don't you? I'm sorry, Humphrey. I shouldn't trouble you with all my relationship issues.
Your most astute observation since you came to power, Prime Minister. Now just go and get my kitty cat.
I bet the second I leave the study the phone will ring, just like it does when I'm on the toilet. Can you feed yourself?
Oh yes, give me a tin opener and I'll make merry.
I haven't done anything wrong.
If you get thrown out, perhaps your successor will feed me more promptly. Or maybe they won't.
I've been a good Prime Minister.
The taxpayer pays for my food. You don't even have to pay for it. How would you like it if you were hungry and had to beg for food?
When I stood on the steps outside Downing Street and found myself reading the long list of Tory government failings before promising to put them right, I had no idea it'd end like this.
Oh, you'll be fine. People like you always come out smelling of roses. Now just get my kitty cat and fill the bowl.
I will be all right, won't I, Humphrey?
If I say yes, will you get off your backside and bring me my dinner?
Come in?
He hasn't phoned yet, then?
No.
Oh, come on, you know it will be all right. Come on, come and join me in the lounge.
I can't miss the call. He's doing it on purpose, you know, holding out to the last minute. Smug, sadistic...
Claire, feed me, Claire. Supper time.
Hello.
Your legs feel very smooth today, Claire. Now, if I purr really a lot, will you bring me my dinner?
Have you fed him?
No, I'm tied to the desk. Not literally, obviously.
Sometimes, though, eh?
I'll find you some dinner, Humphrey. Come on, leave our PM to her thoughts.
Oh, thank goodness. Once I'm fed, I'll go back in there. I know I'm needed, but I can't be an effective comforter if my tummy's rumbling. I do feel for her, but when I'm hungry, my caring nature takes a back seat.
Perhaps you should be running the country, Humphrey.
Well, I'd make it a criminal offence to leave a cat going hungry for a start.
You know, you're getting very fat, Humphrey. I think maybe we should put you on a diet.
Oh, God, no.
Maybe this tin stuff isn't as nutritious as fresh stuff. Maybe when we have our salmon tomorrow, we should give you a slice too.
Oh, yes.
Oh, no, there's no cat food. The cupboard is bare. Oh, poor Humphrey.
If I don't get fed soon, I might just start eating you both.
There's no cat food in the fridge.
We'll go out and get some then. Nobody will recognise you.
Charming. All right, Humphrey, I will go to the nearest supermarket and get you your kitty cat and some nice gourmet food as an apology.
If the PM does go, I'll so miss you, Claire. If I could hug you, I would.
High five.
If I must. High fives are so American. I wish Claire wouldn't bring these Americanisms into my home. Mind you, at least she appreciates me. I don't ever remember hearing Sophie say she appreciates me even once, and I've been here for years. Everything's about her. If it wasn't for Claire, I'd be emaciated. I can't remember who used to feed me before Claire came on the scene.
Claire, before you go, do you think Humphrey and I have a genuine relationship?
I don't know. You'll have to ask him.
We don't communicate like that. How can I find out, Claire? I have to know before we part ways.
Well, I might know someone who can help, but back soon.
I think a little meander back to the desk and far enough away that I don't get cried on again.
Back in a minute. Just off for a wee first.
He still hasn't called. He said he'd call either way.
Relax, he said Crossrail be finished 3 years ago when he was in transport, and it still isn't. How's that for being late? I wonder if he was a builder before he came to politics.
Shame you don't understand a word I say. You live here, we feed you and we fuss over you. I make you feel better because you make me feel better. That's a pretty good relationship, I suppose. But I just feel there should be more. I am a cat person, you know, even if I get cross with you sometimes.
I suppose there are worse places to live than 10 Downing Street. I mean, how many cats are civil servants?
I won't survive a no-confidence vote. My ratings are the worst they've been in years.
Oh dear.
You look thoughtful, Humphrey. Thinking about Claire coming back with your cat food? I know what you're thinking.
No, you don't. And you don't want to, either.
Hello?
I've come to see the Prime Minister. Is she in?
Who is it? Sir John.
Oh no, Sir John in person. Flashing that serial killer smile of his. I bet he sits in his lounge, perfectly poised, playing a Bach cello sonata while some poor captive screams in the basement.
Tell him I'm out.
See you later.
Very droll, Prime Minister. Oh, Humphrey, you're in a bit of a mood, aren't you?
Don't touch me, you creepy bastard. I've just washed my fur.
Come over here, Humphrey. Sit on my lap.
I'd rather sit on your laptop, if you don't mind. It's warmer.
Oh, Humphrey, don't... Oh, never mind. What do you want, John?
I just thought I would come and see you personally. So much nicer than doing things over the phone, isn't it?
Is it?
Well, I thought, shall I tell her over the phone or in the flesh?
It's like being given the choice between being shot or stabbed.
Well, the committee has been sitting since 5 p.m, and it was a very closely fought session with strong views on both sides, and...
Oh, just tell her the result, you oaf.
It was 3 in favour and 3 against. So, as chairman, I had the casting vote. And whilst I really hated doing it, I felt the party should be given the opportunity to give its verdict, and therefore I'll be writing to the Speaker when I get home, telling him of my intention to seek a no-confidence motion, to be put before the House by the end of the week.
Slime ball.
I'll see myself out.
Well, that's it, Humphrey. Best say goodbye to number 10.
Oh no, if Dilip or Darius ended up in my study, I'd die.
Oh, Humphrey! Humphrey, what do I do?
Oh, there, Prime Minister. Yes, don't touch me there.
Oh, sorry, Humphrey. I didn't mean to touch your bits.
Apology accepted.
Oh, woe is me. I hate Sir John Stanley. He's had his knife into me ever since I became PM, and I got him that damn position. With any luck, someone will assassinate him.
Oh no. Oh, pick me up more carefully. Oh, not the lap.
Ah, claws. Ah.
Stop fidgeting and I wouldn't have to hang on.
And these are designer.
I thought they were called trousers.
If only I could find a way of knowing what you're thinking. I said to Claire I have to know if our relationship was based on a lie before I leave.
Okay, well, I could tell you, but you don't hear me, so what's the point?
I won't be able to sleep until I know, and I probably won't sleep when I do know. It's nearly 10, Claire. I was getting worried. Where have you been?
Oh, Claire. Oh, you darling.
Come on, Humphrey, come with me and I'll give you some nice gourmet cat food.
I am a very pampered pussy.
Oh, and I brought someone to see you, Sophie. I'll tell you in a minute.
Oh, thank you, Claire, thank you.
And here is a nice little saucer of creamy milk.
Thank you. Oh, I love you.
You can come and join us when you've fed. Oh, come through, Matilda.
Who on earth?
Prime Minister, this is Matilda.
It's a crazy cat lady.
Many a true word spoken in jest.
Well,
She's a cat whisperer.
That's right. And may I say what an honour it is for you to have the chance to meet me?
you're not going to kill me, are you?
No, I assure you, Prime Minister, I'm an admirer.
Good, I think.
Oh, I'm so sorry to know of your political troubles.
Thank you.
I believe that you just overlooked the rent thing.
Shame you're not Sir John, then.
Oh, and here's Humphrey.
Well, I'm not going anywhere near her. She looks like a right fruitcake. Lovely dinner, Claire.
I talked to cats, Prime Minister.
I talked to Humphrey.
But they talk back to me. I mean, Humphrey just thanked Claire for his dinner. Didn't you, Humphrey?
If I say yes, will you go away? In any case, as I was scenting her leg and purring a lot, I'd have thought that'd be obvious.
Claire said you needed to mend your relationship with each other. So here I am, ready to mediate, translate, pass each other's thoughts between you both.
Nonsense.
Matilda and I go back a long way. She's good.
Oh, no, you didn't... Before we...
No. She's not my type. We met at evening classes and for some mysterious reason, I kept her number.
Fate, that's what it was. You could have knocked me down with a feather when I heard from you, Claire.
Well, as you're here, I suppose there's no harm in letting you do whatever you're going to do.
Thanks, Soph.
I could do with a distraction just now. And a laugh would be even better.
Oh, don't ask me. Will you just let some random crazy lady in and have her read my mind?
I can read your mind, Humphrey, and it's not very nice calling people crazy now, is it?
Yes. If they're crazy, it's in their interest to be made aware of this. Matilda, in my opinion, you are crazy. And I don't want you playing with my mind in any way whatsoever.
Come and sit on the desk, Humphrey. Come on, up. Good boy.
If there were ever a time for the phone to ring, it would be now.
Shall I go?
Oh, please don't.
No, you stay. I'm sure we won't say anything that Claire shouldn't hear.
Fine.
So how does this work then? I have to tell you what I feel and you tell me what Humphrey says to you?
Yes. And I will then meow what you say to Humphrey, and he mews it back to me, and then I will tell you what he said.
How will I know you're telling me the right things?
Well, you'll have to trust me.
Yes, well, I don't.
Claire, please tell your friend that it's going to work, etc., etc.
Honestly, Soph, she won't tell you any lies. I trust her.
You trust people too willingly, Claire. You're too happy to open your heart. That was one of the things I loved about you when we first met.
Well, they say opposites attract.
Well, I suppose it might be possible to use a spell of some sort to allow you and Humphrey to communicate in English, but I've never done it that way before.
You're not summoning spirits and things here?
No. Can I make a call in the kitchen, please, Claire?
Yeah, sure.
It's a bit late for soul-searching now. We've been together for years.
Oh, Claire, I'm not sure about this lady. What if she's a Labour Party spy or something?
Well, I don't think she is.
What do you mean you don't think? You have to be sure.
I'll take responsibility if she turns out to be a Labour spy.
Do you really want Gladys Pugh solving our woes?
The knives are being sharpened. So many so-called colleagues desperate to be PM. Dilip, for one.
Dilip's happy as Chancellor, the first Asian Chancellor. Quite a coup for the government's inclusivity drive. Anyway, he's too much of a numbers man. If he does move in here, maybe he'll let you do a job swap.
No, I don't think so. You need knowledge and expertise in your area to be a Secretary of State.
Since when?
Fair point. Darius might throw his hat into the ring. I don't trust him further than I can spit. And as I was well brought up, that's not very far.
He's loyal.
Remember the old adage?
Which one?
Always smile at the one you're shafting?
Oh, he's all wind and bluster. He might say he's standing, but he won't last.
Catwoman's been gone a while. Perhaps someone should check on her?
I'll go and see if Matilda's okay.
Sometimes I swear Claire can read my mind.
Oh, sorry I took so long. My friend Catalina told me what to do. I have to come round to her house and get some magic dust, and then I'll throw it over both of you, and you can talk directly for half an hour or so, and then it wears off.
Is half an hour long enough?
Looks like it'll have to be.
Catalina. Appropriate name indeed.
Now, unfortunately, the dust only allows two-way communication.
So I won't be able to hear Humphrey anymore, and nor will you.
Correct.
Well, I suppose that will be all right. After all, it's me and Humphrey who need to talk.
Oh, don't drag me into this. This is all about you, as usual.
You may proceed, Drusilla.
Matilda, actually.
Like it matters.
I will return very soon. My friend only lives a few miles away.
Now what?
Well, I suppose we wait until she gets back.
Well, I suppose on the upside, at least I'll find out whether our dear Prime Minister really appreciates me, or whether our long-running relationship has been entirely one-sided. I mean, it will be nothing new for her, because she talks to me all the time. The trouble is, there's something she's never said. 3 little words in my direction.
Well?
I have the magic dust, Prime Minister. Ready?
Yes.
Sprinkle, sprinkle, sprinkle.
That's what Darius says when he needs a wee.
That's lovely, innit? All set and ready to go. I'm just going to sit quietly over here and watch the magic unfold.
If I pretend it doesn't work, maybe she'll go away. Then maybe she won't. Decisions, decisions.
Humphrey, can you hear me?
Yes, Prime Minister.
Oh my God! The cat spoke to me! Humphrey spoke to me, Claire.
I can't hear him, Soph, sorry.
I've always understood you, Prime Minister, and what's going on, but that's because I'm a supremely intelligent cat with an excellent pedigree.
Do you always call me Prime Minister when you talk to me?
Of course.
Why don't you call me Sophie?
Have you not heard of Pussy Protocol? Claire has.
Soph, why is Humphrey winking at me?
I'm sure I don't know.
Right.
I'm sorry for all the times I get cross with you. You know, when you claw me and send offensive emails while I'm not looking.
Apology accepted.
Why do you get grouchy with me?
Well, sometimes because when I'm hungry I get hangry, and sometimes because your self-pitying monologues get on my wick.
I'm a failure as a PM. All my policies backfire. The electorate hate me. My cabinet colleagues hate me. Oh, Humphrey.
Oh, no, not the tears and hugs again.
Don't you like me hugging you?
Sometimes, but never when you cry all over me. You've cried far too much lately, and too often all over me.
Oh, and now I'll never have the chance. How could I have been so thoughtless?
So you are capable of thinking of others, aren't you? This is a side to you I haven't seen before.
Of course I can, Humphrey. And of course I appreciate that you don't stab me in the back, or brief against me to the press, or stick notices to the back of my jacket as I leave the chamber.
No, that would be difficult.
I mean, I still can't understand how my renting my flat even got into the press. Hardly anyone knew about it.
You know, you really should have declared that.
Oh yes, and you're perfect, are you?
Perfect, as the old joke goes.
Well, I've been renting it out since I moved in here. Dilip does it. He's done it since he moved in next door.
Yes, and he declared it.
Yes. Wow.
Look, I've been here 15 years, and I can name people who've done a lot worse than that, and they're still in office when everything says they should have resigned.
I like living here. I like having a staff. I like having you. You and Claire. Without you two, I'd have gone mad years ago.
We've known each other for 5 years. You've only been seeing Claire for 7 months.
Is that all? Seems like longer.
Matilda, you can tell Claire the PM appreciates her.
She can't hear you, Humphrey, but I can, and Claire can hear me, can't you, Claire?
Yes, it's just Humphrey I can't hear.
Well, he loves you.
Oh, thank you, Humphrey. I love you too.
Claire loves you too.
Oh, he blew me a kiss with his paw.
Always the gentleman, cat.
Mwah.
Thank you, Claire.
How much of all the stuff I pour out to you do you understand?
Most of it, including the rather colourful way you describe your colleagues and adversaries from time to time.
Oh, sorry, Humphrey. Well, if you're offended, I'll try and tone the effing and blinding down a bit.
Oh, no, it's all right. It can be rather amusing. The words just sound so wrong coming out of your mouth.
If you could give me one piece of advice right now, what would it be?
Just one.
All right, then, two.
Don't let the spell wear off. And start standing up to Brussels a bit more. They're running rings round you, you know.
Thank you, Humphrey.
Oh, and as a buy two, get one free, get rid of Darius. The idea that that windbag could possibly end up in your chair chills me to the bone. He so wants your job. It's an open secret in Cabinet. When you pop out of the room, he's always bad-mouthing you and saying how useless you are.
The treacherous...
Yes, language, Prime Minister.
Are there any other Cabinet members out to get me?
Oh, God, yes. But I think that the only two who actually might stand would be Darius and Dilip. I suppose Tony might, but he can't even run health, let alone the country.
Matilda, can we keep this arrangement forever?
Sorry, Prime Minister. The incantation can only be used once and always lasts half an hour exactly.
Humphrey, I promise, if I get the elbow, I won't let anyone else get their hands on you. If I have to smuggle you out up my jumper, then I will.
Why?
Because I will need my confidant more than ever.
Is that the only reason?
Yes. What other reason would there be?
Well, nobody will notice a slightly bigger paunch.
Humphrey!
Whoops. Forgot you could understand me there for a moment.
Anyway, you can talk. You're getting a belly like Garfield.
Who?
Never mind. Another cat.
Well, as long as he doesn't show his face round here.
Excuse me, I need a wee. Back in a sec.
Thanks for sharing.
I mean, I know I didn't tell anyone I was renting out my constituency home while I was here, and I know I should have done, but I don't deserve to be scrutinised by the Standards Committee. I didn't think it was necessary. I mean, who knew? Obviously the tenants knew, but I can't see why they would have gone to the press. I guess you knew, but you couldn't have told the press, could you? Oh no, you didn't email them, did you?
No, Prime Minister. I would never have betrayed a confidence anyway.
Absolutely. My reliable old sounding board and a furry tissue to cry all over. Come here.
Oh no, not more crying over me. Oh, maybe you should let the public know you have feelings rather than crying all over me, and I'm sure it would help you stay in office. I mean, if only the public knew you had some emotions and weren't a cold-hearted cowface, we wouldn't even be having this conversation.
I know, but you have to have a tough persona in a male-dominated political landscape.
Claire knows, you know, about your indiscretion.
I know, but she'd never do something like that. It wouldn't be in her interests, would it?
No, I'm just thinking of the possible suspects.
That's why I just can't understand how it got out. One of the staff, maybe? They hear everything, you know.
Do they?
Oh, yes.
I'm glad they can't hear me.
I'll go. Sir John?
May I come in?
I suppose. Come to see the PM?
Sort of. I left my lovely overcoat in her study.
Written your poison pen letter yet?
No, I just came back to retrieve my Crombie. Ah, there it is.
Can I have a word, Sir John?
I suppose.
In the hall?
Yes.
Humphrey, go over to the door and listen in.
Eavesdrop?
You told me you do it at cabinet meetings.
Worried you'll be out of the loop.
All right, yes. Now please, Humphrey, before you miss everything.
All right.
Sir John, I've seen a side to her tonight, which even in our relationship I haven't seen before, and now I don't want to see her toppled. I was never 100% sure how much she cared about me, but I really think she does.
However much she cares about you, the fact that she's a liability to the party does not change.
I wondered if we stayed together because she knew how rich I was, or whether she really loved me.
And did you really get to love her?
I don't know. I just don't want to see her fall.
But you were the one who blew the whistle on her.
I know, but...
Having told the committee what I propose to do, how can I not write to the Speaker now? Things are in motion, Claire.
I'm sure you can spin something. You were head of the civil service for donkey's years.
Well?
Well,
The spell will wear off any minute, Prime Minister. Better finish your conversation quickly.
I would if you shut up.
Sorry I spoke, I'm sure.
Shut up!
I'm sorry to have to tell you this, Prime Minister, but the person who told Sir John about your rent fiddle...
Administrative error?
Whatever makes you happy. But the person who told Sir John was Claire.
Claire?
Yes, Prime Minister?
What on earth?
What's going on? Humphrey?
Is there something you want to tell me, Claire?
No.
I know you went to Sir John and grassed me up.
What? How?
Oh, so you admit it then?
She was quite right to bring it to my attention.
Oh, shut up, you pompous windbag. Well, Claire?
I'm sorry, Sophie. I tried to tell Sir John not to go ahead with the no confidence thing, but he insisted.
But you didn't have to say anything in the first place. Is that why you came on to me at that conference? Entrapment. Waiting until I did something so you could rat me out and see me fall?
Yes. But it wasn't all a lie.
What?
I do love Humphrey.
Well, I hate you. I rubbed round your legs earlier. Now I'll have to go for a swim to clean myself.
The way Humphrey's been in the last few minutes, it's like he knows too.
He does. He heard you in the hallway.
Damn. How long does the spell last?
It should have run out by now.
Oh no, I forgot to tell him I loved him and now he'll never know.
What?
Humphrey?
Yes, Prime Minister.
I can still hear Humphrey.
Well, I can't.
Just as well.
I'll say.
Well, how strange. Maybe the magic was meant to last for longer.
So come on, Claire. We all know you did it. At least have the decency to give us the whole truth.
All right. I work for the Labour Party. I'm the sister of the leader of the opposition. He asked me to get close to you at the conference because I was there in my capacity as a journalist and, well, things just clicked between us. And before I knew it, we were in a relationship and...
They thought, with my poor ratings, that I'd soon slip up and at the first indiscretion you'd report me and watch me fall from grace.
I suppose. Well, I'll clear my stuff out and go. I am so sorry, Sophie.
Prime Minister to you. And you won't clear out your stuff and go because then I can't throw you out myself. Get out! Get out, you treacherous low-life journalist scumbag! I have to go for a swim across the Serpentine to wash away 7 months of emotional lies from you. You slept in my bed. You gave me massages.
All right, stop there.
Sorry.
Anyway, well said, Prime Minister. How about you throw a bit of that fighting spirit at the EU negotiations?
I'll go. I'll pack up my stuff and move out tomorrow. I haven't got much to take and I'll be out of your lives forever. Losing Humphrey's love is punishment enough.
Yes, well, perhaps in the circumstances...
Thank you. I'll make sure. Oh no, you have a peerage already. Thanks to me, I might add.
Between ourselves, if there was a no confidence motion, you'd probably scrape through. Soundings, you know, there's no appetite to bring down the government.
Well, I think I need to take a long, hard look at where I'm going wrong. Not some think tank this time. The people of Britain, and you know what?
What?
I'm going to do something really radical. I'm going to take Humphrey to my next press conference.
Well, that should get you out of office even faster. What a stupid idea. Oh, I can just see the headlines. Oh, I'll be chuckling about that all the way home.
Poor Prime Minister. Always the ones you least suspect. All the time Claire was just trying to butter me up so I wouldn't suspect anything. Well, all I can say is I hope she gets her just desserts. Mind you, who's going to feed me when Sophie won't get off her bum?
I can't believe what Claire did.
Well, I'll be off now. Sorry the spell didn't wear off.
I'm glad it didn't. That's the best thing that's happened this evening.
Well, I'm not a spin doctor, but if you go to a press conference and say you have conversations with the number 10 cats, the men in white coats will be coming to get you.
I won't tell them that, obviously. It'll be our little secret. Mine and Humphrey's.
Well, I'll be off. Sorry Claire turned out to be such a scheming bitch. It's funny how sometimes you think you know someone really well, and yet you know nothing. Bye, Humphrey. Of course he can't hear me.
I am absolutely exhausted. How could Claire have played me like that?
She fooled me too, Prime Minister. Don't blame yourself.
The press will know my relationship's over. Claire's a journalist.
Even though she's a scheming bitch, I believe she really meant it when she asked Sir John not to proceed. I'm sure it will all come to nothing.
Well, I'll tell you what I will do tomorrow. Call Darius in and get rid of him. He'll be harder to punch when he's on the back benches.
Good move. And maybe a wider reshuffle? I mean, Tony's a tit. You could throw him out too. Give you a reason to hold a press conference.
Good idea.
I think there was something you wanted to say to me, wasn't there? Something you haven't said yet?
Yes, Humphrey, and what I'm about to say I really do mean it with all my heart. I love you.
I love you too.
Humphrey, would you accompany me to the next press conference?
Yes, Prime Minister. In Humphrey and the Cat Whisperer, you heard Syra Kingsley as Sophie, Robert Chantler as Humphrey, Sue Ford as Claire, Philippa Stuart as Matilda, and Robert Hardy as Sir John. The script was by Robert Chantler, the producer was Victoria Lawrence, and it was a free theatre company production.